Mr. Mansell, enjoying your meal?
Yeah. I came for the show.
Cute.
Yeah, maybe. What say you and I have a moment?
Уйдите все.
Everything you had.
Why not?
I'm shocked! This doesn't make us even, because after all, you came to my house, which you know you don't fucking do! You killed my brother. That's probably more than he deserved. I'll be nearby.
The movie follows Hutch, a man stuck in a boring, repetitive life. He sits in an interrogation room, tired and beaten, as two police officers question him about recent events. The story then goes back to his quiet, everyday life with his wife, Becca, and their children, Blake and Sammy. Everything seems normal until one event suddenly changes everything. At home, Hutch is mostly ignored by his family. Only his daughter, Sammy, still admires him. His small income, boring job, and ordinary life earn him little respect. Every time he comes home, he is met with coldness instead of warmth. Even though he tries to be a good husband and father, the constant disregard has worn him down, leaving him stuck in a life where he can't show his worth to the people who matter most. One night, Hutch was suddenly awakened by a noise and found intruders in the house. Faced with a gun, he froze. When his son Blake tried to grab one of the burglars, Hutch surprisingly told him to let go, letting the thieves escape. Before running away, one of them slapped Blake in the face, leaving Hutch feeling ashamed and defeated. The event made him feel like a failure, and both Becca and Blake saw him as weak, unable to protect his family when it mattered most. Hutch's failure to stop the burglars quickly became the talk of his neighborhood and workplace. People openly mocked him, calling him weak for letting the intruders get away after Blake was hit. Even his brother-in-law, Charlie, showed his disappointment. He gave Hutch a gun and told him to use it next time to protect his family. Later, Hutch met with his father-in-law, Eddie, to discuss a company buyout, but Eddie rejected the offer and told him to come back with a better one. Feeling discouraged and under increasing pressure, Hutch contacted his foster brother Harry through a hidden office radio. He told Harry about the break-in and explained that he didn't fight back because he saw the burglars as desperate people driven by their situation. With one quick look, Hutch realized the intruders were a desperate couple, probably struggling financially. He was right, they only took a small amount of money and had an unloaded gun. Choosing kindness over confrontation, Hutch let them leave. Later that day, after work, he went to visit his father, David, at the nursing home. When Hutch got home, he stopped at the door and watched his wife and children through the window, lost in thought. Inside, Becca and Blake, still upset about what they saw as his cowardice, ignored him. Only Sammy came to him, softly asking for help finding her favorite cat-shaped bracelet, which she thought the burglars had taken. Without saying a word, Hutch hurried to the nursing home, borrowed his father's old rifle, and set out to find the burglars using a unique tattoo he had noticed on one of their wrists. He sketched the tattoo and started visiting tattoo shops for clues. At one shop, people looked at him with suspicion, until a man came forward to thank him. Immediately, the atmosphere changed, and the others began to look at Hutch with new respect. Hutch finally found the burglar's home and demanded his daughter's cat-shaped bracelet back. But just as he was about to act, he heard a child crying inside. Looking through the window, he saw their sick child, and guilt overwhelmed him. Confused and frustrated, he walked away in silence, even hitting his head against a wall in self-blame. On the way home, he got on a bus, only to face another tense moment when a group of drunk thugs started harassing the passengers. Needing to let out his anger, Hutch asked the bus driver to stop and ran at the thugs, acting on the instinct to protect a young woman they were harassing. When he got home, his face was swollen and bruised from the fight. Seeing him like that, Becca quietly cared for his wounds and stayed by his side until he fell asleep. In that quiet moment, Hutch realized how distant he had become from his family since the break-in. Feeling heavy-hearted, he decided he needed to find a way to truly reconnect with them. The scene moves to Yulian Kuznetsov, a powerful Russian crime boss, enjoying a wild nightclub party. He runs a mafia operation that launders money and acts as the main middleman for other mobsters who want to clean their cash without attracting attention. But not everyone trusts him. Some associates start to doubt his reliability and begin planning to bypass Yulian, taking control of the operations and handling the transactions themselves. At the club, Yulian showed his power in a brutal way by arresting a customer and killing him in front of his associates, sending a clear warning that anyone who crossed him would face deadly consequences. Soon after, he got a shocking phone call. His younger brother, Teddy, had been hospitalized and was in a coma after a violent attack. The attacker was none other than Hutch, the same man who had beaten Teddy earlier that day on the bus during the fight with the drunk thugs. Yulian and his men rushed to the hospital, determined to get answers. They aggressively questioned Teddy's associates, demanding to know who attacked him. One of the thugs takes Hutch's business card and gives it to Yulian. The next morning, while Hutch eats breakfast with his family, he gets a call from Harry. Harry warns him about the bus fight, explaining that one of the men Hutch beat is the brother of a powerful and dangerous crime boss. Worried, Harry urges Hutch to meet with the barber, an insider who can give important information about the man, who is believed to lead a notorious Russian crime syndicate. During his meeting with the barber, Hutch learns important details about Yulian Kuznetsov and his criminal activities. Hutch is unafraid and fully aware of the risks, ready for whatever comes next. Meanwhile, Yulian sends a contact to track down Hutch using the stolen business card. The investigation uncovers Hutch's dark and violent past, showing him as a man with a fearsome reputation known for his relentless efficiency, unwavering success, and ruthless decisiveness. After collecting the information, she reported it to Detective Julian Butt, worried for her own safety, chose to step away from the case. That night, in revenge for Hutch's attack on his brother, Julian sent a special forces team, led by his trusted associate Pavel, to capture Hutch at his home. Feeling the danger, Hutch moved his family to the basement and told them to stay calm and not call 911. When Julian's henchmen attacked the house, Hutch quickly fought off most of them with brutal skill. But Pavel surprised him, using a stun gun to knock him out and capture him. Even tied up and imprisoned, Hutch stayed calm. As he recovered, he noticed a fire extinguisher in his car. He used it to blind the driver, causing the vehicle to crash into a ravine, killing Pavel and the remaining henchmen. When Hutch returned home, he led his family out of the basement, only to see chaos bodies everywhere and the house in ruins. Before taking Becca and the kids to safety, he reassured her, promising to take care of everything quickly and asking her to stay with the children. After securing important items, including gold bars from past jobs, Hutch poured gasoline around the house and set it on fire, determined to destroy all the evidence. Meanwhile, Julian sent his henchmen to attack Hutch's family at home and hired 2 skilled assassins to kill Hutch's father, David, at the nursing home. But David shocked everyone by easily defeating the hitmen, showing he still had strength and agility. Later, Hutch met with Eddie and used the gold bars he had collected to buy the company. When Charlie tried to attack, Hutch quickly stopped him, realizing Charlie was taunting his family. After Julian found out that Pavel and his men were dead, he ordered all his forces to go after Hutch. Meanwhile, Hutch prepared for the coming attack, knowing Julian would want revenge for the harm to his family. Understanding how Julian's operation worked, Hutch decided to strike at the place where the company kept its cash, planning a direct confrontation with his enemy. After defeating Julian's henchmen guarding the treasure, Hutch set fire to Julian's fortune and priceless art, making everyone watch the destruction. He then confronted Julian at his nightclub, holding a claymore mine as a threat. Julian stayed calm, told everyone to leave, and sat down to face Hutch. With steady determination, Hutch made a deal. He would spare Julian's life if the crime boss stayed away from him and his family. Hutch calmly told Julian that he had burned all the cash the Mafia had given him and suggested he find a safer job away from crime. Hutch then left the nightclub, taking the Claymore mine with him, and waited quietly in his car. Unable to accept a truce from the man who had attacked his brother, Julian ordered his men to chase Hutch and make sure he didn't get away. Julian and his henchmen tracked Hutch to a factory he had bought from Eddie. But the fight took an unexpected turn when David and Harry showed up to help Hutch. The three worked together using advanced weapons and deadly traps Hutch had prepared to take down the gangsters. David, a retired FBI agent with expert skills, and Harry, a highly trained former soldier, proved to be valuable allies, each using their own strengths in the battle. The three fought fiercely, taking down Julian's henchmen one by one, leaving only Julian alive, though Harry was seriously injured in the shoulder. Prepared for the final showdown, Hutch attached a Claymore mine to a bulletproof glass panel and detonated it, killing Julian instantly. After making sure David and Harry were safe, Hutch surrendered when the police arrived. In the interrogation room, the detectives were shocked by the gruesome seen bodies of gangsters scattered, many brutally killed. Hutch, the only survivor, calmly admitted that he had killed them all. At that moment, both interrogators' phones rang at the same time. Their expressions changed instantly, showing surprise and disbelief as they looked at each other, then toward the cage. To their shock, Hutch was released without any charges. As he packed his things to leave, one of the interrogators asked, "Who are you, really?" Hutch answered calmly, "I'm nobody." Hutch Mansell, once just a simple auditor, was a man no criminal organization would dare challenge. In reality, he was a highly trained assassin trusted by intelligence agencies. On one mission, he made an unexpected choice to spare his target's life. A year later, he saw that the man had rebuilt his life and was now living peacefully with a new family. The sight touched Hutch deeply, and though he never said it, he longed for a life like that. Determined, Hutch decided to retire, leaving the dangerous world of crime behind, even though his superiors disagreed. 3 months later, while Hutch and Becca were looking for a new home, Hutch got an unexpected phone call. His skills were still needed. In a dramatic mid-credit scene, Harry and David are shown driving an RV filled with weapons, heading toward an unknown destination. Will Hutch Mansell return to his life as an assassin? And will he ever reveal his true identity to his family? While a sequel's future is uncertain, one thing is clear: the film delivers intense, action-packed scenes that rival those of the John Wick series.